30 Days of Kidnapping by Hyper on AR3. Chapter 22, Day 9. Why does it keep saying that? Barbs rubs her temples. Tim looked like he couldn't handle anymore. Bruce looked like he needed something harder than alcohol. Unknown. It has never said that before. Oof. Sounded like he was about to start crying. Jason really needs to start recording. He looks at Duke with a raised eyebrow. Do you think they forgot, or that they really are this stupid? Duke nods. I think they forgot. I really hope so, at least, 'cause why else would they even run it, let alone normally? Jason scoffs. Idiots. Why are you calling them idiots? Steph leans on the table. Because they have had to forget that not only is Danny a meta, but that he was around a lot of different chemicals his whole life. Jason's smirk was very loud in the now quiet cave. Shit! Came from both Bruce, Barbs, and Tim. How can we be so stupid? Tim buries his head in his arms. Any luck on the GIY front? Dick asks, very clear in his voice. Barb shakes her head. No, not really. The anti-act dorks are nowhere. They are not a law, which thank God for that. Can you imagine how many heroes would fall under that? So, because the acts are not law, I believe the GIY is not government, but still looking to confirm. When I finally find out, Bob's smirk had them all shivering. They will be in hell. I have Cyborg looking as well. So far nothing, Bruce sighs. At least we have info. And at this rate, Danny seems to have the most. And his is not hate speech. Tim snorts. No, he's just trauma dumping the info. We are able to build a case. B. Please tell me you're not trying to adopt my twin. No, but get him out of a dangerous environment if need be. Jason smirks. Oh, he's definitely going to adopt. No one can pass up a 2-for-1 special. Danny! Jazz closed her eyes and took a breath. How could you be so stupid? I still don't see what I did wrong. If you're talking about punching that guy, I don't want him to ruin spending time with my newly discovered twin. That's the problem. I still don't see how. Jazz lets out a silent scream. You douche! Your twin! The twin you look like, the twin you were mistaken for and kidnapped the first time, the twin that people don't know he's a twin! Danny blinks. Okay? Jess sighs and rubs her face. People might think he's you, and Tim cannot turn intangible to avoid a bullet. Danny pales. Oh shit. About time! Jess throws her hands in the air. So next time you get kidnapped, please make sure they know who it is. Yeah, definitely will. I don't want Tim to have a target on his back because of me. Good, now do you know if we are meeting him at the mall or if he's picking us up? Probably picking us up. He was very mother henny yesterday. You were right, Danny. This does feel very villainy. Danny beams. I told you! Jazz rolls her eyes and shakes her head. I shock to all, seeing as you are very rarely right. Scoffing, Danny crosses his arms. Whenever Miss can't shoot. Jazz opens her mouth and Dick decides to jump in. So, Jazz, it's so nice to meet you. Steph had said great things about you. I'm Dick. Dick smiles and shakes Jazz's hand. Nice to meet you. Danny says you have great stories. Tim rolls his eyes. So besides for both of you thinking we're villains. Actually, we don't. We just think the car is villain vibes. Danny interrupted. Tim and Dick both blink before Dick shakes his head. Anyways, Cass, Steph, and Barbs are going to be meeting us at the mall. Jason and Duke are busy today, but they want to meet you. Damien wants to hang out with you again. Tim scratches his head. By the way, how? What did you do to make him like you and pun? Danny crackles. Simple. I brought him over to the dark side. We have cookies. Jazz and Dick snort. Danny beams, and Tim rolls his eyes. Fine, keep your secrets. Oh, I planned to. Danny was not smiling. Jazz nods. Remember, you don't own anyone anything. Tim and Dick look at each other with concern. That sounded like something had happened. All Tim can really think is, please, no trauma dumping this early. So, Dick folders. Why are we going to the mall? Then he cocks his head. Is something happening or just to shop? Oh, both actually, Tim smiles. A new store is opening up. I thought it would be fun to look at, and figured the mall had a bunch of stores close together, and the food court, so why not? Danny rolls his eyes. Please don't embarrass me, Jazz. You do that all on your own. So what kind of store is opening? Another clothing store? Bob chuckles. No, it's an exotic box store. You know, the fancy-looking ones, made of glass and stone and rare wood. The little trinket boxes. Danny groans and throws his head in his hands. Please, no. So Jazz pats his back. It's okay. There's no way he will be here. Jazz! Danny shuts up and looks at her like she is a traitor. Well, now he's going to show up. How could you? Care to fill us in? Steph wasn't even trying to hide her confusion. Jazz waves her hand in front of her. Oh, it's nothing. Really just a joke to the people. Really just a joke to the people family, she chuckles at Danny's flop to the floor and continues talking at the Wayne's confused faces. It's because we have this one. Here Jazz photos, as she realizes she should have kept quiet, rogue, that is box-themed, and that a lot of boxes will summon him. Danny mumbles something from his spot on the ground. Jazz lightly kicks him. Jerk! Looking back up, she smiles at their confused and worried faces. Don't worry about him. He is harmless. Harmless! Danny shuts up. He's so annoying! Jazz agrees. True, but who would you rather show up, Boxy or a skulker? The Waynes perk up at Boxy, remembering Steph telling them about the name before. Popping in the seat next to Jazz, then he groans. Boxy. Amity Park has rogues? Tim asks. Danny looks at Jazz. Jazz shrugs. Danny shakes his head. Jazz so-and-so's hair hand. Danny grimaces and rolls his eyes. Jazz sighs and scratches her eyebrow. The Waynes look at each other and lean in. Whispering, Dick asks a confused, What? Made-up code, Cass gives a sharp nod. But why? Steph raises an eyebrow. Bob nods. They probably don't want to say ghost. Danny sighs. The Wayne break apart and look at the Fentons. So yeah, Amity has... Danny chews on his lip for a second. Interdimensional rogues. What? The Wayne's pale. Please let that just be how they're trying to say ghost without saying ghost and not actually being from another dimension. Standing up, Danny had annoyance on his face. Yeah. Can we just go to the box store before I get kidnapped? Got to admit, I could see his obsession with boxes like these. Danny turns to Chaz, holding up a treasure chest-shaped box with an old wood look with a skull and crossbone ledge. Do you think Youngblood would like this? 'Cause I'ma get it for him. Chaz nods. Oh yeah, Youngblood would love it. And why is it that Boxy even likes cardboard boxes when there are boxes like these? Then he makes the I don't know shrug. So is Youngblood a rogue? Dick looks at the chest Danny is holding. Then he shrugs. Sorta. Only kids can see him, and he just likes to play pretend. But he is also like 5, 6, maybe 8. What? Tim rubs his eyes. The hell? Danny snorts. Oh, trust me, it never gets better. Then he laughs as he heads to the checkout line. Danny's head snaps in the direction of multiple cries of Tim, just in time to see the box ghost disappear with them. While the Waynes were freaking out, Danny and Chaz were running back to the hotel. Danny was crushing his luck. The one time he does not have the thermos on him. For crying aloud! Leaving chairs at the hotel, Danny hunts down the box ghost. Finally, Danny paused. He was looking at Wayne Enterprise Tower. Hard to believe he's only been in Gotham for 9 days. Oh well, time to save his twin from the Class 1 annoyance. Getting to the top of the Wayne Enterprise the normal way was surprisingly easy. Danny, however, was not expecting to see the bats and birds there, let alone getting their asses handed to them by Boxy. A whispered "wow" left his lips. This was quite funny. He wished he had his phone so he could record this. All Boxy was doing was standing in one place, intangible, and laughing. The bats were giving it their all. Danny blinks when he sees Red Hood, a giant smile taking over his face. He had to impress the Red Hood. Smoothing his hair as best he could, he leans on the wall with an amused smile. He clears his throat and watches as everything stops. The bats look at him. He had to hold in a squeal. Red Hood was looking at him. Tim was looking at him. Boxy was looking at him. Danny smirks as he makes eye contact with Boxy. Sup? Boxy screams in terror and looks at Tim and back to Danny. There are 2 of you? Danny laughs as he starts tossing the thermos in the air. Nope. You just grabbed my twin. Boxy pleads. Have mercy, he cried as he takes off, disappearing from everyone's sight. Everyone can still hear his cries. Danny chips the thermos to his belt as he heads over to get Tim out of the chains. So I take it that was one of Amity Park's rogues? Tim asks. Yeah, that was Boxy. Hope he didn't bore you to death. Danny chuckles. Tim pales. That was Amity Park's weakest. Danny groans. He is so lame. You scared him, Batman barks out. Danny rolls his eyes. Dude, you need to take a chill pill. A damn shoe can scare him. It's not that hard. Batman steps closer. No, he was terrified. For the love of the living. Danny runs a hand over his face and through his hair. No shit, Sherlock. Not only am I the son of ghost hunters, but all of the ghosts know not to mess with mine. Danny growls out. Way more impressive than anything Batman has ever did. And you have nothing to stand on. You just got your ass handed to you on a silver platter by a ghost that wasn't even fighting back and only losing 1, 2 powers, if you can't even count basic powers. Then he closes his eyes. They were most likely green, and takes a deep breath. A ghost? Batman questions. Danny's eyes widened, and a quiet fuck slips out. He just had to open his big mouth. How was he going to salvage this? Basic powers, what would those be? Flight and density shifting? Wait! Danny throws his hands in front of him as he stares at Batman. You believe me? Everyone on the rooftop had to hide the sadness that wanted to show on their faces. Danny didn't believe someone could believe him. Batman nods. It would be quite hard not to when there is a ghost as a Justice League member. Though you need magic to be able to see him. Danny's arms drop and his face goes slack. What? What are the basic powers of these type of ghosts? What else can you tell us about them? Danny blinks. Danny shakes his head. As he comes back from his dissociation, rubbing his face, he starts again. Flight, invisibility, and intangibility. All ghosts have them. Even blob ghost. Most all also have ectoblast, or active manipulation would probably suit it better. And the other one is the ability to overshadow, though it is often referred to as possessed, but ghosts don't really like that. So even if they have the ability, odds are they won't use it. I only know of, Dree that have used it. Danny thinks for a bit. Yeah. 2 of them were standalone incidents, but the 3rd ghost is a real ass and loves to overshadow people. One time he overshadowed the whole town. The first time I ever met this ghost was when he was overshadowing my dad. Tim looks at him. What? Danny nods. Yeah, I hate the Fruit Loop. Tim blinks and looks horrified. Batman clears his throat. Thank you for that information. Is there anything else you can tell us? I don't know. I forgot a lot of stuff, and I really don't know much. Just don't listen to what the ghost hunters / scientists say about ghosts. It's all pretty much hate speech. Batman nods. Do you need help getting down? Danny shakes his head. Nah, I got it. As the bats get ready to leave, Batman froze and snaps his head to look back at Danny, at Tim's. Are you okay? Danny was bouncing lightly on his feet, while his eyes were glowing toxic green. Danny nods. Yeah, totally. Red Hood snorts and shakes his head. As soon as he realizes Danny was excited, and he knew for what. You can ask him for an autograph. They won't say no. Danny's eyes get brighter, and he squeals lightly. Awesome! So can I have your autograph, Mr. Red Hood, sir? Everyone froze. What? The confusion was clear on Red Hood's face, despite his helmet being on. Danny nods. You're my favorite Gotham hero. Hands down the best. Well, that's a first. Danny snorts. Sorry, it's just that was exactly what Mr. C said when he realized I was a fan. Though I didn't get his autograph. I wanted to, but I forgot, and he kind of had a mental breakdown. Red Hood nods. Okay, do you have paper or something? I have a pen. After Danny looks through his pockets, he turns to Tim. Tim sighs and hands him a small notebook. Danny beams at Tim before handing it over to Red Hood. He stops and blinks when he gets closer to Red Hood. Oh! Danny's voice was soft, and his eyes were wide. What? Red Hood takes the notebook out of Danny's limp hands and signs it. You're a coffee stranger. Danny's eyes lose their green and go back to blue as he pales slightly and turns to Robin. Oh. Robin answers the unasked question. He knows who we are, don't you? Danny nods. I know his face. He points to Red Hood. And I know your name. How? All the bats asked. Nevis clung to you two.